Hi everyone, and welcome to your monthly Pick-a-Card Tarot readings for the month of November 2022. If we haven't met, my name is Sydney, I'm the tarot guy next door, and I use my occult knowledge and intuition to help guide you towards the life you want. If that sounds cool to you, make sure to subscribe and ring the notification bell so you're always up to date on the advice that the cards have for you. I'll be doing 7 card readings, and here are the decks that I have for you. We have the Radiant Wise Spirit Tarot with Tiger's Eye, the Universal Rider-Waite-Smith with Red Jasper, and the Borderless Rider-Waite-Smith with White Crystal. We also have 4 different Oracle cards to choose from 4 different decks. So go ahead and pick which tarot deck and which Oracle card resonate with you the most. It's totally fine if you're drawn to more than one. And you can pause this video if you need more time. As always with collective readings, take what resonates with you and leave aside what doesn't. If you want to jump to your reading, the timestamps are right below. And with that, let's go right to the readings. Alright, group 1, let's see what November has in store for you, or what guidance the tarot has to offer you. Let us see. Well, if I had to pick just one card to have in the middle of your entire reading, it would be the Strength card, and it's upright. This is looking good, despite the tumultuous times that it's looking like from a space weather perspective, which is always my joking name for astrology. I'm a super noob, but let us not get into that. No matter what no matter what other occult systems have to say, the fact that these 3 cards are all upright is telling me that no matter what the universe throws at you from all angles, that you have exactly what it takes to deal with it. This is very encouraging. And coming into this energy, we have the 4 of Wands reversed. I'm not sure what this means per se. There are too many different ways to interpret it. And in your upcoming energy, we have the Knight of Swords. Speaking of speed, this is, it's looking like November and the rest of the year, quite frankly, is lining up to be quite the ride for you, Group 1. But again, the Strength card in the middle of your reading is extremely encouraging, so fear not. And your 2 advice cards are the Hierophant reversed and the 10 of Swords reversed, with the Fool reversed at the bottom of your deck. Let me take a moment to stare at these cards. So I'm going to pause the recording and I'll see you right now. Group 1, it's looking like the month of November is going to be an opportunity for you to reinvent yourself. I have the feeling that I was staring at the 4 of Wands in reverse just before unpausing, and I got this notion of kind of being kicked out of your resting place, your place of comfort, and through the journey out in the proverbial wilderness, to kind of see this as an opportunity to discover who you really are, what you're capable of. And it's funny too, because as the main advice card, you have the Hierophant in reverse, and I very often invoke the dual meaning of mentorship / tradition with the Hierophant, and I feel like the Hierophant in reverse in this position of this reading right now, I kind of get both significations coming through. So I think that for you, and this is also reinforced with the 10 of Swords in reverse, which we'll get to, is the notion of kind of figuring out a new way of doing things, a kind of break with the way that you've always done it, and also an invitation to not be cocky, which is also reinforced with the Fool reversed, which is another one of these cards in your reading that I'm getting both meanings from it. So it's going to be an opportunity for you to explore what you're capable of and to kind of find that balance between doing it kind of like improvising how to navigate this month, and keeping up with all the tumultuous stuff that's being thrown at you from every angle. And that, after everything that you've been through, to like kind of not see any end in sight. I get that kind of feeling for you from your perspective. And it's looking like whatever has come to a dramatic ending, always keep this in mind, and I say this almost every time this card comes up. It's setting you up for the next thing, and it's looking like the next thing is going to be quite different from what you're used to, or involve operating in ways that you're not used to operating with. Just don't be foolhardy, and by this I'm talking about the Fool reverse. So actually, let me come back to this card for a second. So whenever the Fool comes up in reverse, to me, it often means like a fear of taking the leap, or it could also be foolishness, like the darker aspects of this naivete, you know? So when both messages come at the same time, like they are now, it strikes me as finding that sense of balance, of kind of like exploring what your limits are, but being honest with yourself as far as, oh, I think this is my limit. And if I crossed over into stretching myself into this realm or this territory or this way of doing things, then that would be more than I can handle. And I think that this self-examination is going to be very important for you through this month, Group 1. Do I have anything else? It's looking like it's going to be quite a ride, but again, it's nothing that you're not capable of handling, despite the fact that you might not always see this. It's looking like, despite the discomfort that is looking like this month will have in store for you, that it won't be anything that you can't handle. And yeah, it's actually, I don't know how I was going to end that sentence, and I don't think that it would add that much more to what I have already said. So on that note, I'm going to thank you for watching, and I'm going to invite you to use the timestamps in the description below to jump to your Oracle card reading. I'll see you there. All right, Group 2, here's the deal. The Seven of Cups reverse jumped out twice while I was shuffling for you. So if it doesn't come up in your reading, I'm going to read your reading, and then I will dig it out to see where it ended up, what it's surrounded by, see if it can offer any guidance. And it's looking like you're going through a lot. It looks like there's opportunities that are opening up for you, and yet those opportunities feel like burdens. That's like the overall energy that I'm getting from these three cards. And it looks like this opportunity is following, like crossing some kind of threshold, going to some kind of a new unexplored realm, some unexplored way of operating in the world. And the incoming energy is the Four of Coins. I'm taking this as some kind of new structure, some kind of new normal, which is really cool. Let me just give you your two advice cards and flip it over. So yeah, I'm going to actually read your reading, and then I'm too curious to see where the Seven of Cups ended up. Let me see here. So, like what's giving me the impression that you've already crossed over into this new threshold, and that the opportunity that's opened up for you, like that the actual opening of it is already behind you, is the fact that this Three of Wands is upright and in your past, which is what is, yeah, that's what's giving me that impression. And I think that for you, just know that on the other side of this, there will be some stability, and that whatever burdens that you feel that you're carrying right now, to just keep in mind that you're going somewhere with this, and that you will, once you've reached this destination, that you will be able to, rest easy and have some stability. I'm reading the Eight of Cups in reverse as fear from continuing the journey, almost as if, like I was saying, the opportunity, which is duly represented here, feeling like burdens, just remember that you're almost at that village in the background here. It's feeling like this month is going to be like I don't want to say final push because there's a lot of newness here. It's funny, we have the ace and the 10, and the card that's immediately following the 10 in here. There's a lot of fire energy in this reading. So it's looking, well, actually, before saying anything, just given the amount of fire, passionate, will-driven fire cards that are in your reading, I would say mind how much sleep you're getting. Group 2. that is something to keep in mind. But it's looking like the journey that you're on, and that this leg of the journey that the month of November represents for you is kind of like, no pun intended, but kind of like a trial by fire, but that you've kind of asked for, and that once you're on the other side of it, you'll be grateful that you went through it. Yeah, that's kind of the general energy that I'm getting from this. Now, I want to dig up the 7 of Cups and see where it ended up here. Give me a second. Shouldn't be too long. There you are. Ah, now this is very interesting. So, the 7 of Cups ended up between the 6 of Coins and the Hermit card. So again, the confusion, it's funny. It's like you've made a wise decision to embark on this journey and to cross this threshold, and the going through it is causing this whirlwind of like, holy shit, I can't tell up from down, you know? And the Hermit card, right after the 7 of Cups, is reinforcing basically the theme of this entire reading, which is that on the other side of it, there's going to be some wisdom that you will have gained that will have made all of this well worth it. I almost did this entire reading without mentioning the meme that I say almost each time, which is that I read aces and pages very similarly, and to find them both in your present energy, both in the reverse position, is entertaining. But don't let the difficulties and what feel like burdens stop you from moving forward. That last phrase that I just said was mainly the King of Wands in reverse here. Like, the only way out is through, or let me scratch that. The best way out is through. And even though it feels like a lot, and I have the feeling that the month of November is going to feel like a really long month for you, Group 2. But on the other side of it, you'll be like, oh shit, that went by so quickly. That's kind of the vibe that I'm getting here. I don't think I have that much more juice to squeeze out of this orange. So I'm going to end it there. Thank you very much for trusting me with this reading. I invite you to use the Oracle, the timestamps below to jump to your Oracle card reading. I will see you there. All right, last but not least, we have Group 3. Let's see what we have for you for the month of November. Sorry, I'll just say it. Group 2 also had an ace and a page in their present energy. So I'll start with that part. It's very entertaining for me, hence the laugh that you just heard me do. I read aces and pages very similarly. So it's very funny to me to see them both in your present energy, one next to the other. So it's looking like a moment of clarity. I'm still not sure if these are two aspects of yourself or two different people. Hopefully that will become clear as this reading progresses. So going into this energy, it's looking like you found a moment of clarity through disappointment. I'm reminded of the thing that I say every time the 5 of Cups comes up, which is that there are still two cards cards standing behind this guy. And this is an invitation that although there is disappointment in what is lost, that the solution, the way out, is to focus on what you still have. But since this is in your past energy, and so far your entire reading is upright, it's looking like you've already found, you've already extracted the lesson that is to be gained from what you have lost before, and this has opened up a new path for you. So in your incoming energy slash future, we have the Knight of Cups. So I have the feeling that this makes more sense as an aspect of yourself, like this axis right here. It makes too much sense to just read it all as you. Yeah, it's looking like through what has been lost, you're going to find a path to march towards what you really want. And in the advice cards, we have, nice. This is actually a really good reading. It might not look like it. I know that the Ten of Swords is a very scary looking card, but I think the overall message of these two advice cards is to not let your emotions get the better of you as you're navigating down this new path. Now that you have the idea, this aha moment that indicates to you where you know you have to go, where you're called to go, and that you're called to it both by the clarity that has been gained by what has been lost before, and the fact that your heart wants it. To keep your emotions, like, it's okay to feel them, but don't let them control you. And always remember, and this is reinforced here, these two cards are saying a very similar message, not quite the same, which is that whatever has been lost is setting you up for the next thing, represented by the sunrise in the background here. So I have a feeling that I'm going to need to stare at these cards to really clarify what this King of Swords is saying. But the Star card is also very, very positive. Like, the only reverse card in your reading is the Queen of Cups. That's awesome. But I feel like I'm doing you a disservice by neglecting this King of Swords here. So give me a second. I'll see you, like, right now. Okay, that didn't take long. So all these cards are you. And what this present energy here is saying is that you're in a much better position than you might even realize. Like, as awesome as this moment of clarity is, it's leaving you with the impression that you're at the beginning of the path, but you already have all the knowledge that you need. What I'm trying to dissect is the fact that the page is leaning towards the king but looking away from him. So that's what's giving me this impression that you might consider yourself a page at this point, but you're actually a king, and the realization of that will come through marching forward and actually taking actions towards whatever this idea or realization that has come through this loss or sadness or disappointment that is now behind you. Well, it looks like you're, how can I say this? It looks like you've already extracted the lessons from it. And those lessons are even more valuable than you might realize, which is the overall energy of this card. So just keep following your heart, and, just remember that sometimes things come to an end in a way that feels extremely, it feels like the world is over, but it's really not. And I don't even think that I'm telling you anything you don't already know. Just keep following your heart and knowing that this thing is setting you up for the next thing, and that you already have a lot of that with you now, and a lot of healing is coming from that. So that is your reading, group 3. So thank you very much for trusting me with your reading. If you don't want to watch me put your cards away, you can use the timestamps to jump, like, I don't know, 30 seconds or whatever, which actually is long. I'm not being passive aggressive. Yeah, that'll do. All right, time for the Oracle cards. I know that the partial solar eclipse in Scorpio is in November. Is in October. It's not November. It's not in the scope of this reading, but I am publishing this a couple days before. And, you know, it's an eclipse, so the month of November will definitely have reverberations from whatever happens there. So I hope you're buckled in. And based off of the readings I gave, you know, I'm not particularly worried for anyone. That being said, Group A, your card is... What is this? Jesus Christ, I hate this font. The Arousing, that's what that says. This is I Ching hexagram number 31 or 51. I'm holding it off to the side. It's 51. And the keywords are shock, a crisis, upheaval, awe-inspiring, dramatic power shifts, unpredictability, a shakeup that's a wake-up. I've pulled this card before, and the notion of a shakeup that's a wake-up is resounding strongly through this. I just gave a short rant on eclipse season before flipping over your card, and there's another lunar eclipse in Taurus later on in this month. So just how can I say this? Try to ride the chaos. You know, the unpredictability that this month might throw at you. This is a reminder to use that to energize yourself instead of cowering in fear, basically. Don't read too harshly into the word cowering. It's just the word that came up for me. Anyway, Group B, your archetype is the Scribe. I will read the light and shadow attributes. So the light attribute is preserving knowledge and information. The shadow attribute is alerting, altering facts or plagiarizing others' work. So I guess for those of you who picked this card, you're being invited to really take note of the things and the actions that you take during this month, because the information that you gain or the lessons that you learn for this month are likely to be much useful to you much later on. There's one reading in particular that I basically explicitly said this, even though you might not feel like it, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. What else? Yeah, just pay attention, take good notes, because your future self in 6 months or so or whatever will be grateful for the notes or information that you kept track of in November of 2022. Group C, your card is Poised. This is a very interesting energy. So, you know, when you're poised for something, you're not doing the thing. So it's both a warning and a positive message that you're in a good position to take action, but that right now might not be the best time. And don't let that fact discourage you from the fact that you are in a good position. Let me just, I'll show this card for you. And now I just want to take a closer look at it myself here. Yeah, this fairy is like dancing on the top of a column looking at the stars, you know, but she is still on the column. She hasn't taken flight yet, but you're in a good position to do so. So just rest assured, don't let the fact that you're not, that the progress towards what you really want isn't happening that fast discourage you from the fact that you're in a good position. It's just that, you know, it's a rock and roll time. It's looking like the next couple months are going to be like that as well. So yeah, just chill out and know that you're well poised. Group D, your card is Energy. Oh, I love it. Listen, there are many ways to interpret the card of Energy. It could be to make sure that you're getting enough rest. It could be to insert energy into what you do and to make sure that you recharge the battery, actually. Yeah, that's kind of the dual meaning. So, you know, it's a red card. There's a lot of passion. The card literally is energy. So just mind your energy levels and make sure that, well, try not to half-ass things. Yeah, and if you want to do something and you feel too tired to do it, you might want to just rest up and come at it once you're ready to go at it with gusto, you know? So that is the end of this video. Thank you very much for watching. If you like this video or any of your readings, please give this video a thumbs up. It helps me out a lot. I'm much curious to read your comments below. I know that isn't grammatically correct, but I'm not doing this again. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you soon.